Hey guys, here's a quick video with some tips and tricks on how to clear carbon deposit from your engine. Particularly in this video, we're taking care of the carbon deposit on the pistons. So if you look, this is the before on the pistons, and this is after the cleaning procedure done on the other side. You can see here the pistons are completely clean. It's a good idea to clean out the carbon, especially on the pistons, just so there's a better compression ratio and you get better balance from your engine. So here we have lined up a few of the cleaners that we tried using, and turns out this stuff right here is really the best. It'll clear it out really well, and we're just going to show you the process and how you go about using it. So here we are using the Easy Off engine cleaner and degreaser, and really any brand should be good, but the main one we're going to vouch for is Easy Off since it worked for us. So you see here we kind of just soak the area that's just covered in all the carbon just from the engine running over time. So you want to get a good spray, really leave it in there, and that's going to allow it to settle in. And as it starts working, as you can see here, you see these bubbles are kind of erupting, the reaction's beginning, and you can kind of see the color changing all around.
1 hour later.
As you can see here, we kind of just let it sit there for an hour, and the color changes drastically. It really breaks down the carbon, lifts it up, and it just completely soaks. And the initial spray and period of waiting, you really rub off a majority of it. So you can see here it does a huge job, although it does take a few sprays. So each time you spray and you leave it for an hour. In this clip, we're just wiping after that first hour of waiting. So as you can see here, it's not perfectly clean yet, so we're going to apply a second spray. So you're going to mainly concentrate in the spots that still have carbon left. So cans obviously don't spray very well when you hold them horizontally, so quick tip, if you can rotate the engine just so that the piston or wherever you're spraying is vertical, so you can hold your can vertically, that's a good way to make the process a little easier. So that's what we're doing here. Here we have the second coating after we've finished applying, and you can already see again the changing of colors. So we're just going to let that sit for another hour.
Later.
The grimy image here before you is the result of the second application after an hour of waiting, and here we are wiping. So after that second application, wiping it down does quite a bit, but obviously we need to still keep going. We want to really get all the carbon out. Here we're going to start applying the third application. It's really those recesses, crevices that hold the carbon the most. It's easier to clean the flat surfaces, but it's those parts where you want to keep applying and waiting in order to get rid of all the carbon. After completing the third application, we're now going to wait for another hour.
A little later.
Once again, for a third time, just clearing out what's left after waiting for an hour of the carbon to be picked up by the degreaser. It's good to mention here, you definitely want to try to use microfiber rags opposed to just regular rags. You know, obviously you don't want to leave any scratches, which is why we're not actually going to scrape the carbon off. We use this cleaner to do all the heavy lifting. Now we're just moving on to our fourth application, and as you can see here, there's really not much left to spray, but you still do want to get as much of it off as possible. And it's at this point maybe a microfiber cloth might not be enough, so that's why after waiting another hour, you are going to want to try to use a plastic scraper after having wiped off all the residue. Here we're finishing wiping off the residue from the fourth application. So this is what it looks like pretty much in the end. So here I have a time lapse of a piston being cleaned from the first application all the way to the end. And right after the conclusion of this time lapse, I'll be showing you guys what the engine looked like after the full cleaning. This concludes our guide on how to clean out any and all carbon deposit in your engine. I hope you all found this useful, and more importantly, have fun maintaining your engine and promoting your car's longevity. Peace.